Hi everyone, it's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel. Last time I filmed a Q&A video, a lot of you were upset that I did not answer your question, and I'm so sorry. I did my best to get out to all the questions and the most repeated questions that I could, but of course, I could not answer all of them. So for today's video, in honor of my birthday, yes, it was my birthday on Sunday, last Sunday, May 16th, I figured we could do another chill video where I just sit down, do my makeup, and answer some of you guys' questions. I got a ton of questions on Instagram, some of them being very personal, very invasive questions, and some of them being more lighthearted, just like fun questions. So if you're interested in hearing about the worst part of my bottom surgery, or if you're interested in what I look for in a potential partner, or if you're interested in just watching me do my makeup, this is the video for you. I didn't know what to say, like continue watching. I post new videos here on my channel every Monday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe if you are not already and you would like to be. Go ahead. I'll wait for you. My hands are so filthy with makeup. I just finished my makeup, I swear. Like, I'm not a dirty bitch. Are you done? Thank you. Something just moved. Oh, my fucking studio is haunted, I swear. Are you done? Thank you very much as I shiver and quake from the ghost over here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to keep as updated with me as possible. And I also have a Patreon, so if you're interested in donating, the link for that is down below as well. But yeah, with no further ado, I'm gonna jump back in time to before I had my makeup on, and we are going to start today's video. So let's get into it. Okay, so just like last time I did my makeup for you guys, I've already done my eyebrows. Now I'm just setting a little bit of concealer on my eyelids with some translucent powder, and I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow. All my eyeshadow palettes are canceled right now, so I'm not even gonna show you what I'm using. I'm just using like a neutral brown color. But the first question that I have to answer for you guys is, what was the biggest struggle during post-op? I had a really hard time after my surgery. I faced some pretty bad complications, and it really took a toll on my mental health because I could not be very independent. I couldn't take care of myself very well. I could barely even get out of bed for a while. And it really did mess with my head a lot because the people that I was in the hospital with, like the other girls that were having the surgery done, there was one person a year older and then one girl a year younger. And by day 9 in the hospital, they were much farther along than I was, I want to say. They were able to sit down comfortably. They were able to, walk around without really much restriction. But that wasn't the case for me. I had a lot of pain trying to sit down. I had a lot of discomfort, even just moving around and especially going into the car after day 9 and stuff like that. It was just really brutal. Once I got to the hotel after I left the hospital, it was probably just from moving around so much, but I got a lot more swollen and these stitches started to come apart. It was the worst pain that I've ever felt, and it was terrifying. Down there did not look anything like I was expecting it to look. It was a mess. So it really, really freaked me out. I thought that it was going to be messed up and freaky looking forever, and it was just going to be too much for me. But I just kept repeating that phrase to myself, trust the process, it'll be worth it. You got to give it time. And eventually things were fine. I healed fine. Everything healed perfectly. It was fine. It just took me a little bit longer than it takes the typical person. I don't mean to say this to scare you. You have to remember everybody's body reacts differently. Everybody has a different experience, all that kind of stuff. 3 months down the line, when I had the second part of the surgery, my surgeon said that everything looked the way it would have looked if I had not had those complications, you know what I'm saying? And then especially after the second part, any of the extra scarring or anything like that was taken care of, so it was fine. Yeah, that was my biggest struggle. I just felt like I was gonna not be okay. So the next question is, how did your birthdays change since coming out? Surprisingly, a lot of people were asking me this, and I never really have thought about it before. Thankfully, I feel like not a lot did change. Obviously I was able to be more authentically myself, but the people surrounding me didn't really change, fortunately. If anything, I was just able to be more comfortable and, wear the birthday outfits that I actually wanted to wear, which was fun, I won't lie. The next question is, do you want to explore other parts of entertainment besides YouTube, such as singing or acting? So I won't lie, I am the worst singer. I love to sing, and I've talked about how singing has gotten harder, after my tracheal shave, which I said in my last Q&A video that I am getting it fixed. I'm actually having that surgery next week. Pray for me. Oh my God, I'm so scared, but it's gonna be great. But yeah, just because I love singing doesn't mean I'm good at it, so I don't think that would be necessarily the path that I would choose to go down. Maybe I'll be a little rapper though. Shit, no, I'm just kidding. But as for acting, I would be so down to do that. I've actually always wanted to be an actress since I was little. It always seemed like such a far-fetched goal and stuff like that, so I never really got into it. Plus, being a very feminine little boy, I got made fun of for enough things that I didn't want to go into theater and give people just more ammo to attack me for. But yeah, Netflix, hit me up. You have a little trans voice acting spot or something like that? How cute would that be? A little voice acting role? I would die. I finished my eyeshadow. This is my go-to look whenever I'm doing my makeup. I wear this look a lot on camera and whenever I'm going out. It's just different shades of brown and stuff in my crease and a light beige shade on the eyelid. Now I'm gonna start doing my eyeliner, and I'm gonna get into the next question as well. How do you deal with dating and hookup culture as a trans woman? Also, sexuality reveal, question mark? I've never really been too into hookup culture. Maybe back in college a little bit more so, but now I'm just like not about it at all. I really need that emotional connection to somebody to like enjoy myself, if you know what I'm saying. And the best way that I deal with this, and honestly like the only way that I deal with it, is I just kind of, you know, ignore it. As soon as a guy like gives me a hint that he is looking to hook up or like not pursue something romantic with me, I kind of just like cut it off. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think we're looking for the same thing actually. Sorry, bye. That's just not what I'm looking for at the moment. And so I'm just not going to waste my time with it. And honestly, I feel like even if you tell somebody like, oh, I'm not really looking for a hookup right now, if that's what they're looking for, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, me neither. Let's just like see how things go. Let's just see how it like whatever happens, happens. No, that's not, no. Take me on a date or fuck off. And I feel like it's even more prevalent being trans. Like people are not always down to want to be like with you in a romantic way, but they're down to like experiment with you and see like what it's like to be with a trans woman, whatever. And I'm just like not about to be that person for them. And then the second part of this question, sexuality reveal. I feel like I've talked about this before. I didn't mean to roll my eyes at you because I'm just rolling my eyes at my own sexuality. But I am straight, so I date straight men. So fun, so fresh. So the next question is, are you a religious person? No. I have never been a religious person. I have always believed in like God or like a higher power or something like that, but I've never really subscribed. I've never really subscribed to like an organized religion of any type. Even when I was younger, like my parents never made me go to church or anything like that. It was just never really our thing. Oh my God, it's all over my face too. What the hell? However, I would describe myself as a spiritual person. I know it's like, oh my God, I'm so spiritual and so woke. In all seriousness, I would describe myself as spiritual. And it's actually one of the things that really helped me come to terms with my trans identity. Not really come to terms with, more so just understand my trans identity. So I know that everybody understands their trans identity a little bit different, but the way that I kind of made sense of mine in the beginning anyways, was that my energy or my spirit or my soul or my vibe or whatever you want to call it was a girl or was female. I do to this day still strongly believe that our souls and our spirits and our inner energy and inner vibe or whatever you want to call it, they're not attached to our bodies. So just like the separation of what would you say, like soul and I don't even, you guys know what I'm talking about. And the next question is, when do you see the effects of progesterone? I'm currently on it too as a trans woman. I actually started progesterone fairly recently in my transition. I think it has been over a year, so it's really not that recent, but I just mean like I didn't take it from the beginning of my transition, you know? The reason that I started taking progesterone was because after I had my bottom surgery, I felt like my libido was very low. I did not go through that whole surgery to not even want to. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I talked to some other trans people and stuff like that, and they said to either increase their dose of estrogen, or some people even tried taking progesterone. So I did both. It also has helped me a lot with my weight redistribution in my hip area, and that did help a lot. As for when I saw the effects, it's kind of hard to tell because it is so gradual, you know, but I will say that my libido's come back, and I noticed some weight redistribution, so it's working. I don't know when it started working, but it started working at some point. The next question was also asked a lot of times, and I've answered this question before. How dare you not? No, I'm just kidding. But the question is, what is your height or how tall are you? Like blah, 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 blah. I am 5'8". I used to be 5'7", and I was like, I wish I was 5'8" so I could be like, you know, like model height. And then I grew an inch. So here I am, model height. Hire me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so the next question is, how do you know that you are trans? Because I feel like I am, but I have doubts and fears. Doubts and fears are extremely normal. I still doubt myself to this day. I'm like, am I really trans? Like, am I really? And then I'm like, girl, yes, you are. I feel like, first of all, it is such a huge, you know, process to go through. So you want to make sure you're making the right decision. So obviously you're going to doubt yourself and you're going to go through like the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. But more than that, I feel like with our culture, our society, where so many people are hating on trans people and trying to invalidate our identity, it makes it so easy to just be like, okay, well, trans people aren't real, so I can't be trans, blah, blah, blah. Which obviously is not the case, but it just makes it really easy to just doubt yourself because so many people are doubting you as well. What really helped me just like finally be like, yep, that's what I need to do. This is who I am, whatever, was I thought about who I wanted to be in the future. I thought about where I saw myself as an old person, you know, just living my life. And I came to the conclusion that I could never be like an old man. Like it just sounded so weird to me. It sounded so foreign and like honestly scary to me. And when I realized that, I started thinking, okay, well, could I see myself as an old woman and like, you know, like a cute little old gardener woman or something? I don't even know. But the answer was yes. It seems so much more comfortable and so much like freer and, you know, lighter. Yeah, I thought about, you know, like what I like to do, like my interests, you know, what toys I like to play with when I was younger, all that kind of stuff. And that did help me figure out that I was very attracted to femininity. It wasn't like the deciding factor for me. It was more so just like, who do I see myself living as for the rest of my life? What is my internal perception of who I am? Okay, the next question is, do you like crystals? If yes, which one is your favorite? So I have been getting into crystals a lot lately, not to sound like I'm so spiritual and so trendy and cute, but like, I'm all about it. I actually went to a crystal store fairly recently with my best friend, and like we got a bunch of crystals and she like started me out on it, and it was super cute. But actually for my birthday, she got me this new crystal, which is so beautiful. I'm gonna insert a video of it right here. This one is currently my favorite. I actually saw it in a TikTok. Somebody was like talking about it, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I just like sent it to her right away. And then she got it for me. How cute is that? Love you, Cassie. I'll insert a little video of the rest of my crystals as well. She also got me this candle that when you burn it, you find crystals inside. Isn't that so cute? Do I look cute? The next one says, happy birthday. I love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. Do you think movies like She's the Man and Mrs. Doubtfire are transphobic? So I don't think that they're like inherently transphobic, like dressing up like the opposite gender to, you know, accomplish a goal or something like that. I don't think that's transphobic. It's kind of like Mulan. Like, you know, she pretended to be a guy so that she could go to war and, you know, her dad wouldn't have to. However, I do think that in movies like that, there are often transphobic lines. Or as for these two specific movies, I haven't seen them in a while. I should watch them now. She's the Man was my jam when I was younger, I won't lie. I would have to rewatch them and really like listen to all the different like lines and jokes and stuff, because I'm sure there's some problematic moments in there. Should I do like a little review on She's the Man or Mrs. Doubtfire? Would you be into that? Okay, so the next question is, why did you start YouTube? Sorry if this has already been addressed. No worries, it's fine, no worries at all. I actually started my channel out as a makeup channel. How fitting for this video. You can scroll all the way back in my videos, and my very first video that I posted on this channel, or the first video that's still live on this channel, I believe is a makeup tutorial, like literally from before I transitioned. But then once I started transitioning, my goal, or you know, the reason that I continued YouTube kind of changed. I noticed that there was definitely a huge gap in media representation for trans people, and I figured, hey, like if I can't be an actress at the moment while I go to college, I'll create media a different way. I'll make my own media, you know what I'm saying? So I really just wanted to create a channel where I could be a positive role model for other trans people and give back to the little community that we have here. That is my concealer all done. She is bright. She is brightened. I'm gonna apply a little bit of a translucent, or a lot of a translucent powder. The next question is, do you believe in astrology? I'm sure you can already guess, but I do. I'm talking about crystals and spirituality already in this video. Like, of course I believe in astrology. Come on, you can't tell me that I'm not a Taurus. You can't. You just can't. My best friend, my ex-boyfriend of like 3 years, they were both Virgos. Like, I just get along very well with Virgos, and that's just like something that Tauruses are, you know, notorious for, you could say. Also, I can be very, I don't want to say stubborn, but stubborn. If you didn't know I was a Taurus, what would you say that I was? Little question for you guys. I saw a few questions asking me what my big three were, my top three. My sun sign is a Taurus, my moon sign is a Virgo, and my rising sign is a Leo. So, period. So the next question is kind of fun. It says, what would you have changed your name to if you had been born with a non-unisex name? I was born Sam, so that's just always been my name. When I was first transitioning, I did consider changing it to a fully different name, because I didn't know if I wanted to, you know, keep the name that I grew up with, because it just has a lot of memories associated with it, but it's fine. I was definitely considering other names, like I said, but I don't remember what they were, honestly. I did ask my mom what she was gonna name me if I was a girl, and she said Taylor. So I thought about Taylor, but I just don't feel like I'm a Taylor. I really don't. I know I just asked you in the last question, but what do you guys think my name could have been? Like, what do you think would have fit me well? I need to know. Okay, so as I do my nose contour, it says, first, happy birthday, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. How do you recommend cis people to be better allies? Great question. I love this question. I think the most important thing you can do as a cis person is allow trans people to use their voice, and mostly just uplift trans people, because as a cis person, yeah, you can be extremely accepting, extremely supportive, and, you know, maybe even extremely knowledgeable on the community, but you'll never like have that firsthand experience of being trans in spaces that don't have a trans person in them. Like, say you are with your other cisgender friends and trans people like come up in conversation for whatever reason, like maybe you're talking about somebody that just transitioned, and say like they dead name them or they refer to them as their old pronouns. I think that's something that you can do that's extremely impactful as a cis person, is to correct other cisgender people. Not only does it mean a lot to me as a trans person to know that cis people have my back, but also it sends a message to those cis people that like, We're not just doing this because they want to be referred to as this. We're doing it because that's who they are. Like, nothing grinds my gears more than people who are, you know, advocates for certain groups or advocates for certain communities, but then behind closed doors, they don't really have the same energy. The next question is, how did your family react when you came out as trans? For the most part, everybody was accepting. They're like, okay, well, whatever you do, whoever you are, we're gonna love you no matter what. However, like with my mom, even when I told my mom, she was like, all right, well, like, are you sure? Like, I don't think that you are. Maybe you could just like be a gay boy, blah, blah, blah. Like, just didn't understand, you know? Which is fine. Like, at that point, even I wasn't as knowledgeable in the trans community as I am now, so it was a valid question in the moment, okay? My dad did have a much harder time with it, but he came around eventually, so no complaints there. And even like the most conservative people in my family really just like stepped up. Like, some of the people that I thought were not gonna be accepting were super accepting. Got my name off the bat, got my pronouns off the bat. Like, it was great. That first year that I came out, even during the holidays, like they got me gifts that said Samantha on them, and they were like the girl gift that they would get, you know what I'm saying? So I've definitely been super lucky with my family's reaction, and I'm so grateful for it. Okay, so I just did my lips off camera for obvious reasons. I cannot talk while I'm doing my lipstick, but I used the LA Girl lip liner in Sugar and Spice, and I used the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in shade Poet. Cute. We're almost done with the makeup, so we're almost done with the questions as well. For blush today, I'm using the Milani Luminoso blush. I love this blush. It's so pretty. Thanks, Corey Reynolds, for, you know, giving me that little tip. So the next question is, what qualities do you look for in a romantic partner? Do good guys exist? So I think good guys definitely exist, and I kind of go for the good guy, you know what I mean? Like, I used to be all about like the bad boy, blah, 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 but I've decided I'm not about it. No, I'd rather have a good boy. Like a little Ted from Schitt's Creek, imagine? Yes, please. Physically, I don't really have a type. I will say that I prefer people with dark hair and preferably somebody that's a little bit taller than me. But I definitely do have a type when it comes to personality. I need somebody that is extremely empathetic, somebody that just like has a big heart, you know, somebody super sweet. Also somebody that like has a similar sense of humor to me. Like, I have a very strange sense of humor, I feel, and they just need to like get it. Also, I want somebody very outgoing, especially because I can be very shy at points. I know, right? You're like, Samantha Lux, shy? Who? Where? But in certain situations, I am extremely shy, so I prefer to have somebody that is not as shy as me. Other than that, I don't really have too much of a type. Y'all want to set me up with someone? Let me know. And then the last question, as I do my highlight, if I can find it. I'm using the e.l.f. Baked Highlight today. I don't know what the shade is on this. Moonlight Pearls. There we go. The last question is, how do you find confidence in being trans? How did you feel confident identifying with the label? It took me a really long time to be comfortable just being like, oh yeah, I'm trans. Like, I'm transgender. Yeah, no big deal. I love it. Whatever. Just because there is so much stigma around it. There's so many like preconceived notions. Is that a word? Preconceived notions? I think it is. So many misconceptions about what it means to be trans, and because of that, it was really hard to like be confident in the fact that I am trans. But just to be completely honest, most of my confidence has come from you guys. You guys consistently hype me up and tell me that I'm a great person and, you know, I'm a nice person and all that kind of stuff, and to love myself and everything. And it really does help me a lot because you guys know that I struggle with a lot of mental health things, and, you know, I struggle with self-confidence, all that kind of stuff. So when you guys spread love all the time on my channel and to me in my comment section and everything, it helps more than you could ever know. I'll just say that. But yeah, you guys, that is the end of the makeup. Actually, I have a few more things that I need to do, like setting spray. I need to do some lip gloss, just like some finishing touches, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and do those finishing touches off camera, and I will be right back, okay? So this is what my makeup looks like. I don't have any earrings in. I just realized that. It's fine, whatever. That is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I answered your question. I do really like filming videos like this where I just sit down, do my makeup, and answer you guys' questions. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram so that next time I ask, if you guys have any questions, you can submit your question right there. If you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. It really helps out my channel a lot. I post new videos here on my channel twice a week, so make sure to subscribe if you are not already and you would like to be. What else? Comment down below your favorite stuff of my makeup routine, the favorite stuff of your makeup routine, whatever you want to say, just go say hi. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to go. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in Thursday's video. Bye everyone.